Hello folks and welcome back to the show. Today we're going to talk about 7 amazing classic fragrances. It's my weekly quick unedited video, kind of POV style, my favourite style to shoot in. And we're going to be one of these a week to do a bit more fragrance stuff and a bit less lifestyle stuff. And I'm going to throw a watch in each one anyway. Vetiver by Guerlain is our first one in today's video on 7 classic fragrances you can still buy today. And they still all smell great and are easy to get today. By the way, if you want to get fragrance samples in the USA, Canada or Puerto Rico, please go to myfragrancesamples.com. That is my recommended place over there. Amazing range of designer and niche scents. There's a link in the description of this video. So Vetiver, Guerlain. What's the story with this one? Well, it was first released way back in 1957. I believe this is the 2013 re-release or new formula or something. I don't know. I think they've changed the bottle again. Whatever. 100 ml of this at the moment you can find for £62-ish online in the UK and similar prices around the world. Okay, so great bergamot and neroli opening and then a very, very prominent and obvious vetiver notes. If you want to know how vetiver smells, a great place to start. This is really the benchmark vetiver fragrance of all time in many ways. There's also apparently some tonka bean in there. You don't really pick up on these other things as much as you might do in other fragrances where they're combined with vetiver. Apparently tobacco. I really don't get it. It's a wonderful green vetiver fragrance. Check it out. Next one, Cacharel. This is Cacharel pour l'Homme, 1981 release from the great Gerard Goupy, Big Gerard, the perfumer. 100 ml of this one, £32 only for 100 ml in the UK at Sephora UK. Very nice, fresh, aromatic fragrance. It's bergamot, carnation, fir, lavender, jasmine and vetiver. And then they've thrown in this little twist of nutmeg, and you really can smell that nutmeg thing. So if you don't like nutmeg, you ain't going to like this. Not everyone loves it. Perfume critic Luca Turin hated it. I don't care. I think it's a really nice, elegant, French-smelling fragrance. And that mixture of the fresh citrus with the florals and that nutmeg accord makes it kind of unique. Performance, it's not bad. I like the bottle design. It's a real blast from the past. And it's one that's easy to overlook. Don't miss Cacharel pour l'Homme. Let's see what we've got next. Let's go for a UK brand, an English brand, no less. So my next selection for you guys is Floris number 89, sorry, Eau de Toilette, 1951 release. And this one has notes including lavender, bergamot, neroli, petitgrain, rose, geranium, musk, sandalwood, cedar, oak moss and vetiver. I've got to be honest, this one is a little stuffy and old-fashioned smelling. It is like a very nice old-fashioned bar of soap. And Luca Turin, I don't know why I keep mentioning him today, the perfume critic, described it as the continuation of soap by other means. Reputedly, the famous drunkard and English Prime Minister Winston Churchill used to favour this one, as did Ian Fleming, the author of the James Bond novels. I found it on All Beauty at the moment. 100 ml in the UK for £60 or just under. Incredible value for a niche fragrance, which it is. Really, really nice quality. Old-fashioned, particularly prominent is kind of the lavender with rose and floral accord. So it's sort of something you'd like to spray on your pocket hanky. It's that kind of dandy English gentleman vibe. I don't know if it's exactly sexy. It's probably not a panty dropper, but then, to be honest, nothing is when I wear it, to be quite frank with you. But that's another story, guys. Floris number 89. I recommend that one as a really, really nice old school fragrance still made today. Great in its modern formula. Next up then, we're going to go with a real favourite. And you can see there's quite some big dents in at least some of these bottles. I haven't worn that much of the vetiver yet, but the other ones have taken some hits. This one particularly, Armani Eau pour l'Homme, 1984 release, re-released in 2013. Just get the modern version. Don't worry hunting the vintage one, which has a black bit on the bottom. £72 on Notino at the moment for 100 ml in the UK. Incredible citrus aromatic fragrance. Bergamot, mandarin orange, basil, cloves, nutmeg, lily, oak moss, sandalwood, patchouli. It's sharp, it's citrusy, it's aromatic, it's manly, it's classy, and it has this kind of Mediterranean chic air about it, reminiscent of things like Acqua di Parma's slightly more expensive Colonia, that kind of vibe. And if you like things like YSL Pour Homme from YSL, you're going to like this one, even if you like things like Dior's Eau Sauvage from the 60s. Often, in those days, the house's first release would be a citrusy, fresh, aromatic fragrance, and that is a classic and brilliant example. Okay, so 4 beauties so far. We've got a few more to come, 3 more to come. Zurius by Givenchy, my next option. Now, 1986 release, used to come in a great Art Deco bottle. This is the modern re-release in the Parfums Mythique series. I found one online in the UK for £36. However, I have a nasty feeling they've discontinued even this reissue. So good luck. I hope you can still find it. Lavender, orange, bergamot, carnation, rose, ylang ylang, amber, incense and balsam fir are some of the notes. This is an aromatic fougere. a soapy, masculine fougere barbershop fragrance with a little added something, a little extra magic, with the incense and balsam fir giving a resinous, semi-exotic undertone and a slightly modernist feel. At least at the time it would have been a little bit avant-garde compared to some of the other classic fougere fragrances like Azzaro, Pour Homme, etc. that were popular back then. I really, really enjoy this one. It's just got that something really unique about the smell, but you will have to like your old school aromatic fougere type fragrances. If you can find a vintage bottle, they are still out there in the sort of very, very dark blue or maybe black Art Deco style bottle. Lovely stuff. Givenchy Xerius. Next up in the list then, we are going to go for one that I adore. Eau de Rochasson, and you can see I've used almost all of my 50ml bottle. 1993 release. And this one I found on, I'm not sure which website, but somewhere in the UK, 100ml, £28.50. Are you mad, bruv? Lemon verbena is the standout note. There's beautiful floral accords in there with other citruses and a cedar note. It is actually rather reminiscent of Creed's exquisite Neroli Sauvage, which I think came out around the same time, and a fraction of the cost. I'm not saying it's a copy, but coincidentally, they smell very similar. Just a beautiful, fantastic Mediterranean citrusy vibe, optimistic, affable, and really rather amiable. I really, really enjoy wearing this, and as you can see, I've got through 50ml, which doesn't happen that often when you've got a huge collection. Love the bottle design with the glass mimicking the effect of cascading water. Eau de Rochas, really, really, if there was one I could say go and blind buy, you won't be disappointed. I think it'd be Eau de Rochas from this video, folks. So the last pick, Jai Perron Boucheron. I've gone for the Eau de Toilette. There's an Eau de Parfum too. I've got both. Not much in it. The Eau de Parfum's just that bit richer. 1998 release. I found this 100ml online in the UK incredibly for £26. That's so cheap. And it still smells great in the modern formula. Don't bother hunting down the vintage because it might have lost the top notes. Not worth it. Lemon, floral notes. And then it's kind of a fresh, citrusy, almost a barbershop, a bit like Brut from Fabergé, I always say, but with a thrown in vanilla. It's actually benzoin listed, but a vanillic, benzoin, vanilla, powdery undertone added to a fresh, citrusy barbershop aura. I think this is absolutely superb. It performs really well. It's unique. I love the bottle design, and I'm just going to take that lid off there for you so we can showcase the beautiful lid. And what a great bottle design too. Boucheron, of course, a famous jewellery house. The lid is cheap and plastic. That's not a blue sapphire or whatever it should perhaps be, but it is a great bottle design. Jai Perron, absolutely stunning stuff. I always enjoy wearing that one. So we've got 7 beauties, all still in production, with a slight exception of maybe Givenchy Xerius. All still great fragrances you can really enjoy. And in many cases, you don't have to spend the earth to get one. So let me know what you folks thought about that. But we are going to do one more thing. We're going to talk about a wristwatch. Here is my other Rolex watch. Let me know if you like a bit of watch content. This is my 1963 Rolex Datejust. This is described by most people as an entry-level Rolex these days, okay? So 1963 made. It's a 1603 model with the engine-turned bezel. It's like a fluted bezel, but a slightly different way of doing that effect on the bezel. And then this linen effect on the dial, which if the light is catching it there rightly, it really looks rather nice. I love this. And the beautiful Jubilee bracelet, which is very, very stretched and weak on mine, but I don't care. It gives it that vintage fragility. Now, these can be got for a price that's still an awful lot of money, but are much, much less than many other Rolexes. And bear in mind, you can buy a vintage Submariner from a similar era, and it will cost you tens upon tens of thousands of pounds or dollars. This only valued probably somewhere around the £3,000 mark or a bit over that these days. And it really is a great watch. And when it was being sold, it was retailing at a similar price to the Submariners that now cost 10 times as more to buy because the vintage Submariner has become more of a cult thing. So people back when these were being made and sold and at retail, brand new, valued this equally to the Submariner, which now costs you an arm and leg. So it's inherently no worse than a Rolex Submariner. It's just not as in demand due to the vagaries of the vintage watch market. I love it. What do you think about that? I'll bring you some more affordable watches soon. I will leave it there today, except to say please go and get your bottle of Gravitas Essentia at nortonandwilson.com. Amazing citrusy follow-up to the amazing Gravitas Prom. And Chypre Fulminare, by the way, guys, is back in stock in the USA and Canada. Get it now. I will see you in the next video. Remember, whatever you're doing in life, let's project. And sometimes life may stink, but at least we can always smell good. Bye-bye.